Hello, I'm Jerry McKee, and we got a great guest for us tonight. Billie Jo Jones is a rising star in country music, known for her powerhouse vocals, relatable songwriting, and authentic Texas country sound. With three consecutive number one singles on the Texas Regional Radio Report and number one Amazon best-selling album, she is quickly becoming one of the most talked about new artists in country music. She's recently named Female Vocalist of the Year by both Texas Regional Radio and Radio Awards, it is, and CDX Nashville. Let's let's just bring her on instead of me talking about her and see her beautiful face. There we go.
Hi.
You are one very busy lady.
Oh my
Very busy.
goodness. I am. It's just getting busier.
I bet your phone's continually going up. You got an interview here. You've got to go here. You've got to go this right here. And is it exhausting? I've got to ask that. Does it really just wear you out, or are you just so pumped up and go to each one?
Honestly, I think it's more of I mean, there's just so much adrenaline and so much good stuff happening right now, with my career that it's easy to get up and go and do because it's something that I love, and it's something I've been working hard for my entire life. So, just being able to have the ability to go and play music and play shows and write better songs and really get my name out there, it's definitely worth the hard work and the sleepless nights for sure.
Well, I know that you are a television celebrity also with the new CBS Paramount show, The Road. How's that going? Is it it's exciting to be around, Blake Shelton and Taylor Sheridan? I mean, how is it being around the whole set? I know it's totally different than you just going on the stage and performing, far as in some of your concerts. What difference is it in between?
Well, so everything is already done and filmed. So the whole show is actually already done.
Right.
And so everyone's going to get to see all of that. October 19th is the premiere. But, when we were filming and doing that, it's just one of those once in a lifetime opportunities, to be able to work with Taylor Sheridan and see him and see his work ethic and then learn from the best of the best performers, I think. Keith Urban puts on a great show, every single time, every single night. So, love working with those guys. And of course, I've been around Blake before. When I was on a different TV show for a little bit, but it's definitely this show. There's something really special about this show, and I can't wait for everyone to be able to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it because I was looking at the preview. I went on your website and
Uh
looked at some of the previews, and I said, "Man, how cool is that?" And
huh.
and really gets into some of the things that people forget about. How you've got to set up for sound, you've got to set up all this equipment, you got to move all this equipment. It's a lot of stuff going on
Yes.
just to do a concert, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. Luckily, we have a lot of people that, especially for the show, all that was taken care of. We didn't have to touch any of that and do any of that. But as an artist, such as myself, sometimes I do have to bring my own sound and run my own sound. And I've got a couple people that still help with that a little bit. But I've toted in many speakers to and from gigs and helped carry out drums and keyboards and all that kind of stuff. So definitely done my fair share of that and still help out as much as I can. But luckily, we're kind of getting to that point where people are kind of doing that for us a little bit more now, which is really awesome. I've been playing in my band for over 10 years, so it's pretty cool to kind of see other people doing that for us now.
Well, you write songs, you perform the songs. I don't see how you got the time in between there. Uh, in your adventures of concerts and even with the road, is are you getting some ideas as far as another songs and some other songs that's going to be coming out that you're working on?
For sure. So we actually have my whole next album is ready to go. It's called Turquoise and Silver. It's coming out this fall as well. So I've got a brand new album coming out this fall, and then we actually have probably the entire next album already written. We just haven't started recording that one just yet. So we'll be writing for actually my fourth album pretty soon, which is crazy because we're just now about to release the second album. So we've been writing songs like crazy left and right. So it's been really cool, and some of those experiences from being on the TV show. You know, I could see a possible song coming out about that one day too. So we'll see how that happens.
Well, people think, well, sit down and write a song. Okay, I'll sit back and I'll write this. Hey, this is coming to my mind, which
Uh
is
huh.
good like that. But even doing the album, you've got to, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're writing a song, make sure that if I was writing a song and putting the music to it, every one of them sound just like. It would
Uh
be the
huh.
same tune, same and everything like that. But you actually got to, you know, have something out there to go with that words. And can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that and tell people that gets into music, especially young folks coming up, uh, some of the work they got to put into doing that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody does it, differently, and I never write a song the same way, if that makes sense. There's a few of the songs that literally just started from a notes, like how you get notes on your cell phone and you go write stuff in your notes and stuff. And so I would write down ideas, and it kind of started out there, and or I would share the note with a co-writer friend of mine, and then we would, write back and forth with each other, through the notes, which was kind of cool. And so, no song is the same. Sometimes I started out with a guitar lick, and that's how we, made the song. So it really just depends on what the song is and where it's going. And definitely have to have someone that's good with melodies, so that your songs don't all sound the same, because sometimes that could happen. Luckily it hasn't happened for us, and we do really well, with most of the stuff that we put out. So it's but it's different every single time I go to write a song.
Well, that's a great thing right there because who would put an album out and all the words being the same, all the songs be the same, and
Exactly.
and I've heard people some do that, even some artists that I went out and saw or done and said, well, kind of
Mhm.
heard that one time, and you go out the next time and says it all sounds the same, and you get creative, and with your Texas
Yeah.
background and your Nashville connections, and I'm sure that Keith Urban gave you some maybe gave you some pointers
Mhm.
on some things, and see that's the great thing about you going around all these celebrities that you go around is that you're getting a lot of information to help you in your career.
Yes, I am, and I have I'm definitely the kind of person too that soaks all of that in. Like I do not want to go and take a single moment for granted. If I get to go share the stage with recently I got to share the stage with Shenandoah, and listening to Marty Rabin and him giving me his advice and telling me some stories that, he went through, going up in this music business. And, I got to sing a duet with him at a sold out show at Billy Bob's, which is incredible. But getting to meet these people and meet these artists, Mark Chestnut just played with him a few weeks ago. And it's something truly special, and I enjoy every single moment, that I get with all these artists, and I just soak it all in and try to learn as much as I can.
Well, how is it with Billy Bob Thornton? I mean, to me, I've seen a lot of his movies like it, and I never thought about him having a band and singing.
Yeah.
It just blows me away because it's like night and day when you
Uh-huh.
see his acting and then him singing. It
Yeah.
just it's like night and day. It's great. I know.
It is, and for people who've never seen him play, with his band or even sing, like y'all need to go buy the tickets and go see him, because that's where my label discovered me, was opening for Billy Bob Thornton, 3 years ago, and I'm telling you, is a character. He acts a lot like a lot of his characters that he plays, but he really is just super down to earth. Like real, he is just as real as it gets when it comes to a human being, and just being around him, he's a hoot. So I enjoyed getting to spend time with him, and hopefully we'll get to spend some more time together in the future. Would be cool. But he is. I'm telling you, when you see him perform with his band, it is something really cool. All the stuff that they do and they play and their songs and the way he performs and carries himself. It's definitely not how he is whenever he's acting, but he's a great entertainer as well. So.
Well, acting. That's why they call it acting.
Oh yeah.
You got to be somebody else's character.
Oh yeah.
who was one of your inspirations to get you where you are today? Your singing from growing up. Who inspired you that you say, I want to do this for a career. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to do this.
Well, that would have to be Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn, to this day is still the queen of country music in my eyes. And I absolutely loved, learning everything about her career from the time that, she was just a little girl and going up in the business and, getting married and having kiddos and still not taking no for an answer and kicking down any door that was shut in her face. She is truly, inspiring to me as an artist. And I think that's where a lot of my sassiness comes from too. I've got a lot of sassy songs, so I try to write like Loretta Lynn uh, did as well. So yeah, she's definitely my highlight of my top people, I guess.
And her granddaughter's taking on that.
Yep, yep, she
And
is.
I'm hoping to. She's supposed to be on my show. She hadn't given me a date quite yet.
Uh huh.
And I'm gonna love that because I interviewed her, Loretta Lynn actually, and I can always say that Loretta Lynn kissed me right in the mouth.
Oh yes, yes, I
So
love that.
yes, I love it. And one of her books she signed with all of her beautiful gowns. She has some beautiful dresses.
Yes.
And now you wear some fancy looking cowboy hats now.
I do. I usually have my cowgirl hat on. I've got several of them. I'm actually a brand ambassador for American Hat Company and here in Texas, and so they give me a couple of hats each year. I just got a brand new one in that is just gorgeous. So I can't wait to start wearing that. This winter when it's felt season, because right now it's still straw hat season, unfortunately. So I've got to wear a straw hat most of the time, or I throw these on.
Now, when before you go and perform on stage, I know you probably meditate, or you can tell me what do you do to prepare yourself before you go out on that stage? You hear the crowd out there, and I know that got to get you pumping. Are you a little bit maybe anxiety a little bit when you first go out? I know sometimes that people, they once they get out there, it's just like you rock it. But right before, do you ever get the jitters or anything like that?
Every single show. Every single show, I am usually a nervous wreck right until I go on stage. And sometimes, as soon as I hit the stage, I'm good. I'm good to go. Let's play the show and, we're crushing it. But then sometimes, if it's, somewhere new or if I'm opening for a really big artist and there's a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, it might take me a couple of songs to kind of settle down, kind of settle my heart down a little bit because my heart will start racing and I get like excited and nervous at the same time. But it usually I can hit the stage and I'm good to go. I love, before I go on stage, I love to try to say a prayer. But I also listen to music. I listen to music, and sometimes it can be as far fetched as oh gosh, what's her name? I can't even think of her name right now. But I listen to Lainey Wilson. I love, Ty Myers. Ty Myers has kind of been my jam lately to listen to whenever I'm, before I go on for a show. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different music that I listen to kind of like calm me down and get in the zone. Or I'll pull up my own music. If I'm playing a new song that night with my band, I might pull up my song and refresh my memory of, this new song that we're gonna play. So sometimes that happens too.
Well, I mean, that just reason I ask these is that gives a lot of young folks that wants to become an artist, and the first time they get up there and they see a crowd.
Uh-huh.
I know I can talk to 1,000 people uh, easier than I can 5 or 10 people. I can
Yep.
do that. Because you're not really looking 10 people, 5 people, you got to have their undivided attention. You're looking right in their eye. And imagine with all the lights and stuff, it's kind of hard to see out there anyway, isn't it?
It is, but sometimes that's for the best. If I can't see people or their faces or anything, so sometimes that's for the best. But other times I like to see some of the people, and see who's out there. And if I see some friends that I know or something, that definitely helps as well.
Now you got a number one plaque for the single "Whose Tequila Are You Drinking," which is number one on Amazon Music, one of the top country
Cute.
songs. that was back in February and still goes great to play. Uh, when to me, it's just when the artist gets these wonderful things that really boosts them. That's almost like giving you adrenaline in your arm and say, "I'm going out and do some more." Right?
Yes. Yes.
And people can go and they can see also on the bottom here that where they can go see your website where you can be playing at. They can also see what music you're at, that you're playing, some new hits. They sign up and also be able to buy some merchandise, and so they can follow you on your website. They can find you on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. So you're easy to find.
Yes, I am. I'm very easy to find. They need to be sure to check out, my music page, BillieJoJones.com, and see, where I'm playing next, and to be sure to tune in to CBS and Paramount Plus uh, this fall whenever I hit the road with Keith Urban. So I'm excited for that.
Ah, great. Well, I tell you what, I've got some. Let's look at some pictures right quick, okay?
Perfect.
Now, here's these wonderful hats I was looking at.
I love it.
And this is some of your album, some of your covers, or uh, I guess, well, not, I wouldn't say album covers. 'Cause now, you used to years ago, I was telling me way back then that you see kind of like an album cover or a sleeve on a CD or DVD.
Uh huh.
Are these like the billboards, or this is like on when they go to download your music stuff, they can look and see your beautiful picture there, and of course what some girls don't cry and right now kind of girl. And is this on your album that you're have already done, or is this something that's going to be coming up?
Yep, they are already done. So Some Girls Don't Cry was my first ever, full length album that we put out last year. And then the Right Now Kind of Girl was just an EP. So there was two songs on Right Now Kind of Girl. But Right Now Kind of Girl is also still on Some Girls Don't Cry. So everyone can just go to Some Girls Don't Cry to see, all of the songs on there. And then I've got a brand new album coming out this fall. It's called Turquoise and Silver. So y'all are going to be on the lookout for that, because the artwork and the photography behind that album is just absolutely awesome. So I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Do you have you got some uh, music videos that will be coming up, or?
Uh, Not right now. We have one that's done, but we have not released it yet, and I'm not sure when we will release it. It's a song off my first album that we released last year. So hopefully we can get that one out soon, and then maybe I can go, film some more music videos. That would be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, because some of the artists that's made some of the videos, and they talk about how really fun it was
Mm-hmm.
for those videos, and I do a lot of video things, but it was and it's fun creating, seeing just really looking at it. Because if you're like myself, when you look at a video, you're doing a video, it's such kind of like chopped up in a way, but when
Mm-hmm.
it all comes together, you say, "Wow."
Very true. And that's how it was. And we actually, like, we'd even had this whole album done, and we wound up writing a song, um, like about a week before we were like sending this album off, to get all the digital stuff done with it. Wound up writing a song that we loved so much that we made it the title track of the whole album. Like, it wasn't even supposed to be on this album. So I mean, that's kind of how it works sometimes. You write these songs, and they happen to go on there, and then there's a few of them that could have been on that album, but we decided to push those and put them on the next album that'll be coming out right after it. So yeah, sometimes things like that just happen.
And here's another. I was going to ask you about your Christmas, and I've been with a lot of artists that really doesn't have a Christmas song or
Hmm.
Christmas music, and I seen that on. I said, that's pretty neat."
It is, and I chose that song to cover because it's my grandparents' all-time favorite Christmas song. So I did that for them. But I'm hoping we can put out another, Christmas single this year. I think we should do a single a year, and maybe one day do a whole album would be fun too.
That would be great. I think a lot of
Yeah.
them has started that way, and with different voices stuff. And I think that you would do great on a lot of Christmas songs. I like the outfit too.
Yeah.
What you got to be so cowboy? Why you got
Why
to
you
be so
gotta be
cowboy? I'm
so
sorry.
cowboy?
Yes.
Yeah, that is my new digital single that we put out a few weeks ago. It's actually a dance remix to a song that's on my first album. But we did a little dance remix and added a whole bunch of bass and some banjo. And all the dance clubs and dance halls, all around, have gotten a hold of this song, and they've made up little line dance to it. And so they do some line dances, during that song, which is really cool to see too. So
Hmm. I happen to have that song.
yeah.
Let me play it. Let's play this.
Bye bye, Buckaroo. I ain't talking about the way you dress. It's the attitude when things get messed. It's a tied up twist when things go boom. Like you're the only lasso in the room. You're running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo, gonna be a no-go. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Talk is cheap when your words are free, and cheap ain't got nothing to do with me. You rod and rope everything you do, making like you're breaking my heart in two. Running solo, getting down low. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Some redneck yo-yo, gonna be a no-go. Why you gotta be so cowboy? Why you gotta be so cowboy? Why you gotta be so
Oh, well, I don't want to play all of it. Let them go. They need to download it and buy it. That's what they need.
Yes, go download it and listen to it.
But I can see why this would be a great line dance. And
Yes.
and I DJ'd many years and things, and I know that I can play all kind of music, but still they want to go back some of the old school line dancing music.
Uh-huh.
When you put a line dancing music, oh, just something comes over and they pop right up and do it now, and that would be one of them, and that's why I'm gonna play a little snippet of it because it was it's real good. Now
Thank you.
you've been on stage with a lot of artists, Dina Carter, Gene Watson, Linda Davis, the Oak Ridge Boys, Diamond Rio, Justin Moore, Wade. Bowen and Pat Green and Sam Riggs and Brian White and Joss Abbott, and I mean it goes on and on.
There's a
That
lot.
yes, I'm saying she's all over the place with all these different artists, and I was thinking this girl just don't have time to tie her shoes.
Not usually. Not usually.
What was your I know all the your places that you play at, the favorite places. What place that you really enjoyed playing that you just it just took over your whole body that you just loved it?
Oh, I would probably have to say most recently I got to go out on stage and sing a duet with Shenandoah. at Billy Bob's, and it was a sold out show at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, Texas, which is just an iconic, legendary place to play. So being able to be invited out to sing a duet not only with Shenandoah, but to play an iconic stage, such as Billy Bob's, and it being sold out with them, that was pretty incredible. So I absolutely love that moment.
And I read in a little bit in your bio also that one of your personal highlight was Ray Price, one of your biggest
Yes.
inspirations. And I think this is from listening with your grandparents, right?
Yes. So I was actually raised by my grandparents since I was one. And I grew up listening to what I call the oldies but goodies. So, Ray Price, George Jones, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, Tammy Wynette, Conway Twitty, all the greats. But, I got to share the stage with Ray Price when I was 18 years old. And then we even shared a birthday party together when I turned 19. So that was something pretty special. And he will always, hold a really special place in my heart.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed that you just got through playing at the Rhinestone Saloon in Fort Worth, Texas.
I did.
And you got the Black Hawk Greek Grill coming up in White Horse, Texas also. Now, that one was Fort Worth, Texas. But
Yeah,
this one was,
Rhinestone Saloon in Fort Worth, Texas, last weekend, and then this weekend, we are, and there's still a few tickets left. So if anybody needs some tickets, come see me in White House, Texas, at Black Hawk Creek Grill there in White House, Texas. So I think the show time's around 7 p.m. that night.
and people, you know that when it gets into September and October, all the fairs come out and they say have some great highlight artists there. We have them here in our little small town, and some of the bigger towns away. And uh, I see that you're playing at the Titus County Fair in Mount Pleasant, Texas, for like the whole week there. So,
Well, it's just one night. I'm actually opening for, I don't know why it shows the whole week. I need to get that fixed somehow. But it's just that Saturday night there. I think it's the last Saturday in September, September 27th, I think. And we're actually kicking off the show for Dale Watson that night.
oh,
So
okay.
that'll be a lot of fun. Full band show kicking things off for Dale Watson in Mount Pleasant, Texas.
Well, I tell you, you got a busy schedule because I know. See, you got on October 18th. You be at the Field House at the crossover in
Yeah.
Lander, Texas,
Uh-huh.
and you just no, I love your gig at November 29th with Love and War in Texas.
Yes,
Uh,
Plano, Texas. That's going to be a fun one. That'll be a fun night for sure. People are going to be sick of, turkey and dressing, and they're going to want to come out and hear some live country music. So we hope everybody comes out that night.
Well, people, I tell you what, you need to follow Billie Jo Jones. She's on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, her website. You can find her anywhere. And Billie Jo, I know it's getting close to the time that you got another interview,
I
from my
do. I do.
understanding, coming up. And I don't want you to be late for that at all. But I really appreciate you coming on and talking with me about your career and about your music. And I definitely follow you because I've been watching where you've been going and your Facebook page. And so I know you're gonna be great. I'm gonna be sitting back one day when I'm like 95. I know I'm close there now, but 95 and saying, hey, I know her to one of the girls in the nursing home. I know her.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to have me on your show. It is always my honor to be here. So thank you for taking the time for me.
You welcome, and you have a wonderful week and a great career, and Godspeed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. And well, I'm going to put you backstage again here a second, and I'll come on and formally say goodbye. Uh,
Okay.
to you. Just hold up, get my little numbers here to go. All right, you've been listening to Billie Jo Jones and our wonderful career. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. Hey, just Google her; you'll find her all over there. Well, next week we've got a another great show for you. We've got a beekeeping manufacturer of the United States, the biggest one across the United States. They make queen bees. I don't know how to make them, but they ship them out in little bitty boxes. You'll be able to find out all things about bees in this great place that Hey, the worldwide. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and you have a great, great